I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Here at the MeidasTouch Network, we have covered Donald Trump's vile, disgusting, despicable, and weird posts that he makes on a social media platform. Why? Because I believe you can't normalize that behavior. You got to call it out. The modern day Republican Party is the MAGA Republican Party, and they want to entrust once again our nuclear codes and the health and safety of you and your family and your neighbors and your colleagues and your coworkers and your community and our country, put it in the hands of this maniac, of this malignant narcissist, of this person who is not fit to be anywhere near proximity to power, yet MAGA Republicans want to hoist him up as an emperor. That's why we've covered these posts, and the posts that he has just made, of all of the posts that we cover, may demonstrate the greatest sense of delusion as well as the greatest sense of pure evil. He actually posted he reposted AI, an artificial intelligence creation of George Soros being tortured and murdered. That's what Donald Trump posted. He reposted a AI video of George Soros being tortured and murdered. It's not real, of course, but he reposted that to his followers. And in other posts that I'm going to show you, Donald Trump is having a conversation with himself on his social media platform. He's literally talking to himself. Let's pull up that one first. And I'm not going to show you the AI video of George Soros. I'll show you just the post and the graphics so you can see, but I'm not going to show you any of the graphic content that's actually in that. But I just want to show you with the receipts that this is actually something that he posts about. But here he is having a communication with himself. So he previously writes, Biden obstructed with thousands of boxes loaded up with classified documents, many stored in Chinatown, and you hear nothing about it. Why? Because you are a racist idiot, Donald Trump, because you're making this up. What are you talking about Chinatown? Everything with Donald Trump has to be tinged with racism. And by the way, one of the reasons we're not hearing about it too is because Biden cooperated with the Department of Justice. Biden's not going on Twitter and making these maniac-like posts where he's calling the prosecutor a warthog or whatever it is that you're out there calling him a mad dog psycho. No, Biden and even former Vice President Mike Pence, right? They are handling this the way normal people handle investigations. They've cooperated. They've given full access to the Department of Justice and FBI with no limitations, and they're letting them do their work, unlike you who's engaged in this despicable conduct. And then in the post here, Donald Trump responds to the previous post that Donald Trump made 2 days ago. And Donald Trump goes, true. To himself, true. Biden is guilty of obstruction. He's having a conversation with himself. He goes, true. Biden is guilty of obstruction. 1,850 boxes, unchecked, many found in Chinatown, heavy on classified documents. He has been totally uncooperative, won't show docs. I went by the Presidential Records Act, have right to declassify, and did nothing wrong, but was purposely given by DOJ and Biden a Trump-hating lunatic prosecutor, Jack, quote, Warthog Smith, who is a harasser and abuser, in order to obstruct and interfere with the 2020 presidential election. Public won't stand for unequal treatment. Wow, there's so much to unpack here. Completely delusional that he's having a conversation with himself, first and foremost. It is spreading dangerous conspiracy theories, but I will also note, though, that he is accusing Jack Smith of interfering with the 2020 presidential election. Just goes to show you the lack of real logic taking place, I guess would be putting it gently there, by Donald Trump, and just the fact that he doesn't exactly have brain cells working in any meaningful way right there. And then he calls Jack Smith Jack Warthog and a Trump-hating lunatic prosecutor. By the way, Jack Smith hasn't even said a thing yet. And Trump previously called Jack Smith the Mad Dog Psycho. I guess he's trying out a new nickname by calling Jack Smith a warthog. Now, I don't even know what that's even trying to mean. And then he's saying, true, Biden is guilty of obstruction. So he's just straight up defaming President Biden. And by the way, President Biden, as soon as there was, any discovery of documents, he said, Department of Justice, FBI, you have free reign, do whatever it is that you want. You see Donald Trump here goes back into talking about documents being found in Chinatown and classified documents. I mean, again, completely and utterly deranged by Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump lies and goes, I went by the Presidential Records Act, have the right to declassify, and did nothing wrong. As I've said before on these videos, and is evident in the underlying criminal statutes that he's being investigated for, the classification status of the underlying documents he stole doesn't matter to the crime, right? You can't steal government records, okay? And so Donald Trump stole thousands and thousands of government records. And then you can't lie to the Department of Justice. You can't provide fake attestations under penalty of perjury through lawyers claiming that you've turned everything over when that is a lie. That is a clear-cut case of obstruction of justice right there. And then the Presidential Records Act doesn't allow you to steal records. And the crimes Donald Trump's being investigated for, violations of the Espionage Act, concealment and mutilation of records, and obstruction of justice, again, have nothing to do with the classification status. By the way, as I've said before, if Donald Trump claims that he telepathically declassified these records without going through the normal process of declassification, in my opinion, it makes it worse, because now you are further putting the lives of American soldiers, of American foreign assets, of all Americans at risk by not telling the head of the national security apparatus, not telling the head of the NSA, not telling the people who need to know if documents are being declassified so that they could protect our assets here and abroad. You're now placing people's lives in dangers and getting people killed. So in any event, your whole telepathic concept, to me makes things actually worse. Okay. Now here's the post. And again, I'm not going to show you this video, but Donald Trump reposts someone who says, alert, video emerged from Soros being executed, he goes. And then it says explicit content warning, 17 hours left. And it's actually a link. I'm not even going to show the photo of it, where it is an AI video of George Soros being murdered. And that is something that Donald Trump is spreading, which is just so completely horrific, and again, this is an individual who the media normalizes, the large legacy media normalizes, as well as the MAGA Republicans want to give the nuclear codes to, and they won't criticize that. They'll act like that's normal, and it's not normal, right? We the people refuse to be gaslit. Anyway, here's the next post that he makes. He goes, the NRA event, he went to this NRA event in Indianapolis. He goes, was spectacular last night. Packed house, Indianapolis, and NRA officials combined to do a great job. Thank you. Am now in the great state of Tennessee. We'll be giving the RNC keynote tonight. They are, to put it mildly, very happy with my polls. Way up on all Republicans and Biden. It's not true. The Dems are working hard on various forms of cheating. No, it's all projection. You're cheating, including election interference through the illegal use of prosecutors on a scale never seen before. Do not discount their ability to cheat. And again, every time Donald Trump says that, it is all projection. And by the way, I just look sometimes to see like the comments, like who's responding to these posts on his social media platform. And just so you see like what a bizarre cult this is, like these are the people who call themselves conservative now. I mean, there's nothing conservative about this. These are the type of posts. Here, this is a meme where it goes, Donald Trump, the Great Awakening, and they have him as like Captain America. And then they superimpose his head on on Lincoln and give the middle finger and say ultra MAGA. Like they just post this stuff, like rather than even responding, it's just like posting all these memes. But folks, there's nothing normal about this, right? I mean, what is the Republican Party platform? What does it even mean to be a Republican today? I mean, it just means that you are a cult follower of Donald Trump, and that is so freaking weird to me. And just whoa, how the Republican Party has fallen and become in this bizarre cult, right? I mean, look, do I agree with the Democrats on every issue? No, but like Democrats are talking about like jobs and infrastructure, and Democrats are talking about better working conditions and lowering prescription drug prices and protecting Social Security and protecting Medicare and making sure that women can control their bodies and actual freedom, making sure people could marry who it is that they love. And, Democrats are talking about access to education and affordability of education, protecting our veterans, protecting seniors, like real things. And we may have disagreements on the best way to do it. But I want to be challenged. I want to have tough conversations. But on the MAGA Republican side, they're posting videos of themselves engaging in AI fake executions of George Soros. Like, well, what the heck is going on? And their leader is having conversations with himself on social media. And this is the individual they want to make a life or death decision for you, for your family, for your loved ones. It's just, it's so untethered from reality, but that's the nature of a death cult. That's the nature of what the MAGA Republican Party is today. And it's distressing. It's quite upsetting. I want there to be two normal political parties that engage in difficult discourse, but ultimately with the goal of trying to better the American people. This MAGA Republican stuff is just a bunch of dangerous cosplay fascism, freaking weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. But that's why we got to call it out. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. It's free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so please hit subscribe. And also check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Help us there by becoming a member, and also wherever you get your audio podcast, just subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben Meiselas. Have a great day.
Lock him up! Indictment season is upon us. Celebrate with the new Indictment season t-shirt and v-neck exclusively at store.MeidasTouch.com.